David Tepper, finally, now as we transition to our actual focus of Football 4, David Tepper finally gave the correct answer when talking about his coach and GM and assistant GM pairing. Finally, he was at a charity event, and as anytime an NFL owner is in public, if they're willing to answer questions, someone will have a camera there to record it. He was asked about Canales, Morgan, and Brandt Tillis. That's the head coach, GM, and assistant GM, and this is what Dave Tepper said.
I think we're building something special. And, these guys, they're, just an extremely good management team. And listen, we're just getting started. So we're just building momentum through this year, and, it's just building and building and building, and I think, we'll build in the next few years. So I'm pretty excited, to tell you the truth.
Finally, it's the right answer from David Tepper. Show confidence, right? Build them up. Say you're going to give them time. Say you're at the beginning. Say there's years to go. And nothing more. And nothing more. And that's where I exit. And I'm out. And this is my exit. Let me just pull over. Here we go. And I'll see you next time. Do you know why I'm so excited about this? Do you know why I'm legitimately excited that David Tepper is saying that about Canales and Morgan? It's because Morgan and Canales have not been perfect. They've made mistakes. They've done things that an overreactive owner may go, that's it, get out. And Tepper is still preaching patience publicly, still showing confidence publicly. So I follow a lot of the Patriots media beat writers and all that sort of deal because Drake May, and obviously I'm just an NFL nut. Gerard Mayo, their coach up there, has not impressed many people in his first year as a coach. He's botched a couple post-game press conferences. There's a few roster utilization things and time management things that everybody is pretty upset about. And I actually saw someone say, this is from an opinion maker up there. The only argument for giving Gerard Mayo a second year is that every coach should get a second year. And I was like, well, yeah, kind of. That's all you need. Do you know why? Because you have, by the way, I'm talking new coaches. If you hired a retread and they're doing the same mistakes they made at their old place, all bets are off. But a new first-time head coach, you have to see if they learn from their mistakes or not. Making a mistake once, that's not the end of the world. Making a mistake, the same mistake, twice, starts to become the end of the world. Same thing. That's why, what a rookie mistake is. A rookie mistake is, well, they saw something they'd never seen before and they reacted poorly, but now they know how to react to it in the future. As long as you're not making the same mistake over and over and over again, you're good. Morgan, Canales, they've made mistakes. They probably overdrafted an injured running back. But they got caught up in what I think we all get caught up in this in our own lives, right? You got a deal, right? If this thing wasn't dented, it would be worth twice as much. How can I pass that up? How can I pass that up without really realizing there's a reason why it's half price, right? Jonathon Brooks, if he never got hurt at Texas, would have been a higher pick. Instead, he got hurt so you could get him in the mid-second. What a deal. Didn't think about, well, there's a reason why all of these other NFL teams are letting him fall into the second. It's because of the injury. Learn from it, right? Trust maybe your trainers a little bit more next time. Dave Canales has not handled everything about this season well. I've publicly disagreed with some of the ways he's handled the quarterback position, some play calls, some management things. Tepper appears, if we take him at his word at the charity event that we just played for you, like he's going to allow them to work through that sort of thing. And that right there is, dare I say, right? Let's maybe Dennis, you tell me if I'm taking it too far.
Okay.
A sign that Tepper is learning?
Might be.
Because going back to what we talked about last hour, right? David Tepper's not a football guy. David Tepper did not, he was never a GA at some Division II football school, right? He never worked his way up to the tight ends coach at a MAC program. He has not been in player personnel. He is a billionaire that bought a football team. And has he learned as fast as I would like the nuances of being the owner of a football team? No.
Especially coming as being a minority owner of the Steelers.
You would think maybe an observation deal.
Yeah.
Learned by watching, but it hasn't happened, right? But our only hope professionally, it would be really nice for me if the Panthers got really, really good.
Of course.
Our hope, there's two ways, right? One is, he sells. It's not going to happen, right? He doesn't need the money. He's got $20-something billion, and it appears as if he enjoys owning a football team. So, you can't fire the boss. You could just sit around and root for that. I think you'll be a fruitless hope. Or you can hope that he learns. You can hope that he's figured something out. You can hope that, similar to what I said about Morgan and Canales, right? Okay, I made the mistake drafting this guy. In the future, I'll be careful not to make that mistake again. Maybe Tepper looks and goes, all right, didn't work out with Rule. Here's what I did wrong. I'll be careful to make sure I don't make that mistake again. Maybe I won't buy somebody or hire somebody, I should say, who came from a college program where they managed every little thing and give that person too much power. Cool. Now I hired Frank Reich. That didn't work out either. All right, maybe I won't hire the retread. All right, now I hired Canales and I can be patient and I can do this and I can pair him with a GM that they kind of chose each other rather than a GM that was inherited. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on here that appears to be better. And I'm just going to say this. That's completely aside from if you think Canales and Morgan are the right hires, right? Whether you think Canales and Morgan are the dudes to lead the franchise, that's an opinion you can be on whatever side you want. But whoever is coach and GM deserves to be given the chance to prove you right or wrong, right? David Tepper chose them because he thought they were the guys. So now it's about putting the environment around them to sink or swim. Confidence and patience in somebody you hired. It's the same thing with drafting Bryce Young. Whether you think as an outsider Bryce Young was the right quarterback or not to hire, the Panthers did. Right? So they have to operate as if he is the right guy to draft and give him all of the tools to succeed. David Tepper has to give his coach and GM the tools to succeed, and part of that, I don't know if it's a tool the right way, but part of what you have to give them is patience. They're in line to be a top 5 pick again. Back-to-back years. One of them you'll actually get to make. A lot of owners would panic there, and he doesn't appear to be.
Remember at the beginning of the year, the calendar year, when Dan Morgan, Dave Canales were introduced as GM and head coach. David Tepper was approached after the introduction of the two guys, and he was asked, "Hey, are you taking questions today? You fielded a question?" He says, "No, I'm in the background now. I'm in the background now." Maybe this is part of that. Like, again, learning. Maybe it's part of it. He says, "Hey, I'm in the background now. I don't have to be up front and be all this stuff. I need to take a step back." Maybe this is part of it. Maybe this is part of that.
I hope so. That's what the last 10 minutes are about. I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so. How awesome would that be?